Protect your privacy online with the best VPN for gaming, ExpressVPN, and visit expressvpn.com/ghilliemaster, linked in the description, to find out how you can get 3 months free. One of the biggest complaints about the Patriot Mil Spec is that it lacks the ramming power that you would expect out of an armored vehicle like this. When you look at vehicles like the Insurgent, they're able to just go in, ram vehicles out of the way no problem. They feel heavy and they feel powerful. Well, if you look in the game files, the Insurgents have a mass amount of 8,600, and this mass value determines how the vehicles react to collisions. The more mass obviously means it won't slow down as much from hitting other vehicles unless they happen to have more mass than it. It also determines how much it flips around when it's hit by an explosion, like a rocket for instance. Well, compared to the Insurgent, the Patriot Mil Spec has a mass value of just 3,340. And to put that into perspective, the new Baller ST has a mass value of 2,370, which is about 1,000 less than a fully armored Humvee. I think it would make more sense if the Patriot without armor plating had this mass value, but if you put the armor plating on it, I feel like it should be much heavier, because even in real life that's also the case. It gets a lot heavier when it's fully armored up. Now, I'm not saying GTA should follow real life and that the in-game mechanics should follow their real life counterparts, but when it makes sense for the game, I think it should. So in this video, I put together a little experiment to show what it would be like if the Patriot Mil Spec had an increased mass amount. Now, the mass change itself, I changed it from its 3,340 amount to 7,400, which is a little over double its initial mass. But this value still puts it less than the different Insurgents, so it's not going to be an unstoppable force, but it does make a difference. To test this, I have 3 different demonstrations. The first one shows the difference in power when pushing vehicles starting from a parked position, using a taxi for both tests. The current Patriot Mil Spec cannot even muster up enough power to move the car from a standstill, compared to when the mass is increased, where it has no trouble at all pushing the vehicle from being parked right next to it. And when it does start pushing the car, it's at a much faster speed than the one with low mass. The next one is just general behavior of the vehicle in collisions. I drove into a bunch of traffic cars on purpose to see how they would compare. The current Patriot will be on the left, and the one with increased mass will be on the right side. So what you probably noticed there with the current version is that the back of the vehicle will sometimes just kick up into the air a bit from crashing, or what's even more annoying is when it turns to the right or left after crashing into a vehicle, which just does not happen with a heavier one. That one can just plow through traffic with ease and behaves more like some of the other armored vehicles when it comes to those collisions. And the final test I conducted was how it reacts to getting hit with rockets. First I'll show the lighter one that we have now, then I'll show the heavier modded one. So a pretty big difference there. The standard one got flipped over completely upside down by the force of the rockets, while the one with increased mass jolts a little bit when the rocket makes impact, but nothing even close to how the original one reacts. And that is going to pretty much wrap up this video. I just wanted to explore how the Patriot Mil Spec would be different if it was heavier, because that is kind of the thing that I've been seeing people talk about whenever the Patriot Mil Spec is brought up. It's always that the ramming power isn't very good and that it's too light. And I feel like it should have more weight than the other vehicles because of how slow it is compared to every other UNEDITED vehicle, so having that weight would certainly help it. Maybe if they make another version of the Mil Spec Patriot with a gun on top later down the line, they'll increase the mass, but for the time being, we can only experiment with things like this. Let me know what you guys think about the heavier Patriot Mil Spec in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more content. And I want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.